Okay, my friends, a pleasant good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. And those of you who are locked on this beautiful station, Sentinel Media Broadcasting, this is your program, Hard Facts, with Imam Rashid Karim and our friend Premchand Baldeo, who is part of our program, who have been working with me. And inshallah ta'ala, I do hope and pray that we're going to continue on this trend of bringing facts and not fictions to you, the good people of Trinidad and Tobago. So I want to take this opportunity to welcome each and every one of you to our program here today. And I just want to give you a pleasant surprise that we would be on TikTok. And you can reach us, you can really and truly reach us via clicking on our bio or Facebook bio, where you can benefit from our programs that is going to be live on TikTok. So again, my friends, today, as you all know, many of you would realize by now that the weather is very inclement, Prem. Yes. Very inclement. So we want to take this opportunity to, to highlight to our drivers and our road, persons who are traversing the pathways. Please be very careful. Drive safely. Cut down your speed. It's better to reach home a bit late than never being able to reach home at all, or maybe ending in the hospitals. So I want to say to you all, those of you who are locked on, please bear this in mind. The roads are wet. In some cases, I just give you an example. Some cases, there are potholes, and you might be coming down to a certain speed, and then you dive into a pothole, and then what is going to happen? You are going to run off the road. So my friends, I want to take this opportunity to welcome you, our live audience on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. I want to also ask my friend Prem, a fellow activist, maybe he can bring some greetings as we introduce our program here today, our Monday program, on our beautiful station, Sentinel Media. Prem?
Thank you very much, Imam Rashid Karim. I would like to begin by saying Assalamu alaikum, Namaste, and a good afternoon to one and all our viewers on Sentinel Media. This program, the name of this program is Hard Facts, and the raw truth, hard facts. My friends, the rainy season is upon us. There is no doubt about it now. And Imam, just today, this morning in social media, parts of the country is heavily underwater. The southern part of the country, the central part of the country, and other areas also. Okay? Now, just for your information, under the Social Development Ministry, okay, Imam?
Yeah.
There are grants that are there, affordable to the people of this country.
Reachable.
Reachable, that's it. But are our people aware of these grants? Imam, you want to say?
Yeah. I'll tell you something. I am sure, because I have been very closely knitted with the MP for Chaguanas West, and on numerous occasions at the office there were meetings held, and activists came on board, and he were alluding that we have to take advantage of the different incentives and programs that the government of the day have offered for many of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. So I'm sure that the MP for Chaguanas West, he is doing his bit, and I do hope and pray that other MPs in Trinidad and Tobago, especially in those flood-prone areas, I do hope and pray that you all will take advantage of what Prem have just mentioned. There are incentives, and I know for a fact, my Prem, we had to be a little bit real to her. Those programs are there, but somehow, sometimes to get through the crack or to get through the peephole of really and truly benefiting from those incentives, you really and truly have to have some godfather behind the scene, right?
To my knowledge, right, these programs are not really advertised, so to speak. The general public, they are not aware of it. And then, okay, to our viewers, right, do you know there are food grants, there are book grants, there are disability grants, home repair grants, transportation grants for school children? We don't know, so we don't access these things. Now, for the flood-prone areas, when people's homes are flooded, and appliances are washed away and unserviceable and that sort of thing, there are grants for that also. Are our people aware of it? Have you received your grant for the people of the southern area that were under flood 2 years ago and last year also? Did they receive their grants? They applied.
And I, from the Facebook social media network and those communication networks that is available for us today, besides those national media houses, I want to say that many of those persons have lamented distinctively clear and stated emphatically clear that the grant has been withheld for maybe 2 or 3 years. And this is something that has to be dealt with. It has to be dealt with because I tell you something, it doesn't make sense. And I know for a fact that I have some clips, and we're going to run those clips today in our show, where lies has become so common.
Yes.
Lies has become so common, especially when it comes to leadership in our country. I have seen that. Imagine, and this is what we call blatant lies. How can you tell, how can you tell a child, okay, and you are a person of integrity, so to speak, right, and you are telling people, do not lie, and do not do this atrocity, but yet still, evidence have shown that you as an individual, you as a leader of a country, you are a leader of a national institute, whether it be political or what have you. You are a leader in the Commonwealth. And you are saying something, my friends, you are saying something. And you are being very rough and rude. And you are saying those things. And my friends, when the outcome is really and truly glared upon, you're going to realize that you are telling blatant lies to the nations. And the hard part about it, we as a people, we have no redress. How do we take this forward? A man is saying, an individual is saying that there's not going to be any property tax, right? You are saying that on a national platform, right? You are saying that Petrotrin is not going to be closed down. You are saying that in a national platform. And yet still, my friends, we are seeing the opposite of what you are saying happening. So how do we indoctrinate in our children's life, in this present time, in this present era, to believe our leaders, to follow our leaders?
To speak the truth.
Exactly.
To honor the truth.
Exactly. So, my friends, again, those of you who are locked on, those of you who are watching our video here on Hard Facts, is a program that is aired Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays from 1 to 2:15 p.m. And we ask you, those of you who are looking at us, and those of you who are viewing our pages, our views have skyrocketed. Our views have skyrocketed just in 28 days. Producer, it's 28 days, right? And that is what is happening. And it clearly indicates that somebody outside there, or something is happening. Something is happening that is going to rejuvenate the trustworthiness. This is our engagement
28 days.
in 28 days, and the percentage here is 658%.
You know what I tell us, Imam? Hard Facts is being listened to, is being viewed, and is being shared.
Exactly.
and accepted by our population.
So again, those of you who are locked on in our program here today, we have a lot of information that we want to share with you all. But as I said before, I want you all, those of you who are traversing the pathways and the highways in Trinidad and Tobago, please be very, very cautious. Be courteous on the roadways, because it is sad. It is really and truly sad to know that one of our citizens today were knocked down. We have that tape, producer? Okay, so that tape is there. We have that tape. If you all are looking at us right now, you can go to Sentinel Media Broadcasting, and you are going to find that video where a woman was knocked down by a wrecker today. And these are something that is happening. That gentleman who was driving that wrecker, some of you might say that, you know, he wasn't careless, he wasn't careful enough, he was careless. But again, when you look at the impediment of the weather frame, and you look at what is taking place, and the visibility on the roadways, these things can happen, right? I'm not taking for anybody. All I'm saying here to the drivers of our nation, please be very, very careful. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, my friends, we are going to dive into the meat of our discussion here today, where we are going to talk about issues. Number one, very, very important, we're going to talk about those river courses, right? Those river courses, and now you are seeing the devastation of it. When the rainy season comes, during the dry season frame, people just dump their garbage in the drain, in the rivers, and so forth. And what happened when the rainy season comes? It comes as a cleansing element, whereby the pressure of the water is coming down from the higher zone to the lower zone, and that is bringing down a certain amount of debris. So we're going to see about that, we're going to understand that, and we're going to ask the question here, who is to be blamed for that? And fingers are going to point inwards, means we are to be blamed. Huh? Yes. We can't blame the government for that. Now I am here, this program here is to be real.
Not to blame anyone.
It's to be real, right?
Yes.
I cannot go and blame the Honorable Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, right? I cannot go and blame him for the debris that is thrown carelessly, right, on the river courses, and expect, you know, him to take the blame. Maybe a percent of the blame should go to him, because certain programs should be undertaken before the rainy season, right? Yes. Maybe a certain percentage. But again, wholly and solely, squarely, the burden of that has to be on the shoulders of the citizens of this country. So those of you who are locked on, the number to reach me in studio is 740-3347. Write down that number. That's an important number for you all. 740-3347. Call us. Tell us what is going on in your neck of the woods, whether there is flooding, whether there is problem, whether it's crime, whether it's home invasion, whether it's high food prices, whatever anomaly that is taking place that is causing distress to you and your family, please shoot a call to us, 740-3347, and let's discuss it with hard facts. Stay tuned as we take a word from our sponsors, and when we return, my friends, we're going to go into the crux of the matter today. Okay, so my friends, welcome back to our program, Hard Facts, with yours truly, Imam Rashid Karim, and my fellow presenter, Premchand Baldeo. My friends, there's lots and lots of issues that we can talk about here today. I do hope that our director can pull up the video where those debris were thrown. And we are speaking about the road courses because we are seeing now that flooding is popping up all over. Right? Look at this photo here, my friends. Right? I want to ask you all, those of you who are in the vicinity of this photo, I want you all to call me 740-3347, and maybe you can guess what area this debris is. Right? So we're giving you a quiz. That is another one. And really and truly, the coconut men, right? The coconut men of the area. I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. We are talking about flooding. You know, sometimes these very sad men, right, who are throwing these tires and who are throwing these coconut branches and all these things. They're home, and the hard part about it, they want to put the blame on the government
yes.
of the day. Look at these debris, my friends. This is not 2 minutes drop off.
That is not a 1 day.
This is not a 2 minutes drop off. This is something that has been happening. And basically, for those of you who really and truly can identify the area, I'll give you an opportunity to call me, 740-3347. If not, we're going to ask you a simple question. Look at the condition of this road. And this road is traversed by hundreds and hundreds of parents taking their children to school, to and from school. I mean, this is ridiculous. I am not going to blame the Prime Minister for this.
No.
I am not going to do that. You as an individual, you know something? I remember one MP, right? One MP, right? And maybe if he, looking at this, he would realize that I'm speaking about him. You know what? That MP, when there were garbage thrown in his constituency, he used to go there and rip that bag open. And he would identify whether it is boxes from any special restaurant, or if it is boxes or garbage from any stores that is nearby. And he would go and visit those people and let them know, here what? There's a fine, because a company, let me just give you an example. A company pays to disperse garbage, okay? Now, your job, you can butt in anytime, your job as a company, let me just say you have a restaurant and your logo, your label is on the boxes, right? And here it is, you are paying maybe a courier or some garbage collectors to take your garbage, to take it to the Claxton Bay dump. You are doing that. You are paying a heavy dollars for that. You are paying a heavy, a heavy duty. You are paying that cost. That cost is not no 200 and 300. To make a run from Shogunas to the dump would have been in the proximity of $1,000 or $2,000.
To maintain a clean environment.
Right. So what I'm saying here today, this MP used to go, rip open the bags, identify the companies, and go to the companies and threaten them. Here what? If you all don't remove that, then you're going to pay the hefty fine because that is your garbage. Now, what we are seeing in front there are lots and lots of people who are throwing their garbage, right? I'm not saying that you have to go and rip the bag and open it and see who garbage it is. But again, we have to bring the awareness. And this, my friends, this location that I'm speaking about, it is in Connector Road in Shogunas. That is a well-traversed area. It is an area that is used by hundreds and hundreds of people to break that Caroni-Savannah Road traffic. And that is something that the borough of Shogunas, they need to intervene ASAP. Because that is happening for the longest while. I know for a fact that many tries have been made by the borough already to try to clean up the garbage. But it seems as though when they clean it up, the persons who are dumping the garbage go back and do the very same thing again. So I think that some sting operation should
to be set
up there. It will cost the borough a little bit, but again, the fines for those persons who dump in the garbage there, and the coconut stuff, and the tires, and all those debris, those people, you know the story, Peter Paper Paul?
Yes.
That has to be taking place here. Because my friends, if we do not do that, poor citizens of this country, right, citizens of this country will suffer the consequences of loss of fridges, loss of beds, loss of appliances, even so much so, loss of health.
Yes.
Right?
So Shogunas Borough Police.
Yeah.
You have work to do. You have work to do.
Yeah, the Shogunas Borough. And another thing again, if you want to catch those people, right, the Shogunas Borough Police, just maybe a small advice. is that, you know, sometimes I know you want people to know you are police, right? I know that. You want people to know that. And especially the drivers of those vehicles. You want people to, you know, look at you and elevate your status and stuff. No problem. No problem. We admire that about you. But sometimes for you to catch these criminals who are dumping the garbage there, you don't need to put your blue lights glaring like that. You need to go in there in the dark, right? Once you notice a light park or something like that, and people have to be vigilant. The people of the community have to be vigilant. The only way that we can solve this problem is if you, the community, the persons who are in the community, take out your phones and take out photos of number plates of those vehicles that is dumping the tires and dumping the debris and the coconut shells and all those things. You all have to be the police. You have to be the one who are really and truly doing the policing here, because the police cannot be everywhere. All right? So my friends, again, so that is one issue. That location again to the Shogunas Borough, and I know they know, because the mayor doesn't live too far from there, and the councillor from Ashraf and John Peter Road, they traverse that to go to the borough, is in near proximity to the Shogunas Borough Corporation. Right? So councillors pass there, right? And they know what is going on. What they need to do, call us 740-3347 and tell us in studio here what you all are doing to really and truly prevent those persons from dumping garbage across there. All right, that's number one. Prem?
Yeah. So we are calling upon the Shogunas Borough Corporation to immediately have that garbage removed from there, and to set up your sting operation to catch these perpetrators. Now, Imam, before you go further, I know we have a very, very powerful packed program today.
Exactly.
Before we go forward, right, I would like to call on our citizens, those who have been affected by flooding. All right? Do not sit there. It is not a norm. Get to your MP, bombard your offices with call and visits, and try and access the what do you call it? The relief fund.
Yeah, the fund.
Flood relief fund.
Yeah. Only relief.
Yes. Don't just take it so. Get to your MP. Let them work. You voted for them, okay? You voted for them. I don't let my MP rest. I will call him anytime, and if he doesn't answer, I'll call again. Right? To get things done. You have to do that.
Exactly. This is what we need to do.
Have to do that.
And you know, remember I mentioned this to you just recently when I told you all that during the election time, they will come to you and want to take out photos of you and give you a hug and hug your babies and so forth. That time is around the corner. Expect them now. So I just want to pull back that shot with Greenwich Road. The Greenwich Road shot, and this is directed squarely on the shoulders of the Honorable Mayor of Shogunas, Mr. Faiq Mohammed. Now this morning when I was going to mosque there, right, this is the condition, a little bit of rainfall. Now while I was going to mosque, it was really and truly dark, right? It was dark. And this is the condition of that little bit of rain that fell. Now,
Imam, how you walk in?
they can't walk. That's what I'm saying. I'm not studying me. People are not coming to mosque simply
There's no place to walk.
No, they can't walk. Fellas who are living in the proximity of the masjid, and they could walk and come to the masjid, they wouldn't come to the masjid simply because that road is impassable when rainfall. So Mayor Faiq, this is a job that is outstanding in your purview for many, many years, right? This is a job that is outstanding. Please, I'll be begging you, in other words, our hands and our feet are on the ground, and we are begging you, this is the condition of Greenwich Road, right? You have to step up, man your position. You are the councillor. I just hope and really and truly understand that you want to vie for that same position again, right? You are going to contest. The cadastral didn't change. Greenwich Road is still in your cadastral. It is part of your Burgess, right? Greenwich Road, Felicity, Lacan Street, right? All those areas are really and truly hard-pressed areas, forgotten areas, if you want to call it that has been forgotten by the council of the area.
That is where most of the Islamic people live also.
I really don't want to project that because, you know, something...
But they are the ones who will be using that road.
Exactly. So, Mr. Faiq, do your job, you understand? And I don't want to hear this, and I tell you all this. You know, year-end, monies are sent back to central government. And know for a fact that there are so many outstanding projects that people have been strangled for, in this country, Trinidad and Tobago. And don't tell me that you are sending back monies to the central government, because I tell you all something. If I am government, I am central government. Okay, Prim? You tell me if I'm wrong, and I'm giving the Shogunas Borough, maybe I'm giving them $300 million, right? To do their annual projects and stuff, and to take care of the Burgess, and to take care of the borough salaries and stuff. And here it is, year end, they are sending back $5 million or $10 million. Okay? Now, I tried to debate that. And one individual was telling me that the person who has to sign off on projects and monies and stuff is very hesitant. I want to ask a question here today. Does that money belong to her? That individual? Right? I use the gender there so people would know exactly who we're speaking about, right? But the point I'm making here is that if I am the central government and the Shogunas Borough Corporation send back $10 million, next year I'm going to give $10 million less.
Yes, and it also shows that if that borough corporation is well served.
Exactly.
And that is not so.
Yeah.
Because money is being sent back. Shogunas Borough, I'm just saying Shogunas Borough Corporation for reference. If that happens with Shogunas Borough Corporation, then Shogunas Borough Corporation should be like Dubai.
Exactly.
The roads, the drainage, the infrastructure.
Exactly. Because I want to just bring up this here in this program, Hard Facts. There is one piece of machinery, that is the backhoe. Right? And I spoke about it last week in our program, Saturday in our program. That a tire is leaned up onto that machine, and that machine is not working because of a punctured tire. That's number one. The mini excavator, that's the dredger that is used to clean, drain, and all these things, it is missing the skids. Right? The skids, something is wrong with it. Now, this is the season for that. Those two pieces of equipment has to be roadworthy. And I'm calling on the mayor of Shogunas and all the councillors of the area, join hands together and become relevant once more again. Don't fight up to see who is the best TikTok man and who is the best TikTok woman, and see who could get the most views on Facebook. That's not your job. You are getting a salary. That's the perks of it. What do you want? Are you vying for MP position? Are you vying for the political leader's position? What position are you vying for? Because that's the sign that they are sending. Because they are saying now that they are doing a good job, and they are doing TikTok, and they are doing lots and lots of promotion when it comes to Facebook and all these things, identifying everything. And people are suffering. Why it is that they don't come down in Greenwich Road in Felicity and ask the residents and do a TikTok in Felicity?
Come down to Ashraf Road.
And do a TikTok.
Go to TJ's by the junction and city connection of that road, by the T.
Who are you fooling? Who are you trying to fool, man? Who are you trying to fool people?
This is not a beauty contest, you know.
I think so, you know.
This is hard work. You need to get
I think it's a beauty contest for some.
Job.
Yeah, I think it's a beauty contest for some. So those of you who are locked on, my friends, this is a program for you to call and identify. Let's air your problem. 740-3347. Come out and tell us what is happening in your neck of the wood. I want to tell you all something, right? Gaston Street, that is in front of Kiss Bacon Company. That is in front of the immigration office, in front of, I think it's track mark on the side there, yes. And heading to the Lange Park area. I don't have a problem. Mr. Mayor of Shogunas, money well spent. I happy. Okay? I happy. Continue doing that. But again, what about your Burgess? Gaston Street doesn't belong to your Burgess. What about areas that you are fixing? I sent in a video after 3 weeks. I've been going there Sundays after Sundays after Sundays. And that, that little trek from Caroni Savannah Road onto the flyover heading to Price Mat. That has been out of current for the past 3 weeks. Director, you have that video? That was sent to you, eh? That was sent to you. Try to see if you can pull it out, because I need facts. I don't want to say something here. And when we say something here, people feel that, oh, Imam just lying on his program. I am telling you, I went there 3 Sundays watching to see if any work was done. TNTech, that's your job. Not only to come and cut off current when people are paying their bill. That is not your job alone. Those people have to watch and see all those lights. We have a lot of crime taking place. When bandits see area that is near, that is not lit
Not
properly.
properly lit, yes.
It is an invitation.
To
Look,
come, yes.
here you come in, look, you know, there's no cameras there, so, and they will come in there and they will take advantage of the people. So that is a situation, my friends. That is, and you know, you had Pat Prem yesterday, right? There's this guy. Those of you who are locked on, feel free to call her. This is your program. Hard Facts is you. Hard Facts is this your program, belong to you. Myself and my co-producer here and my brother in the activism world, Prem, we are only here to moderate, to receive your call and see if we could share some light in it. Now, yesterday, there's this guy in the Price Plaza Mall where he normally sits on a chair and, you know, he collects maybe some charity via this long stick, right?
Yeah.
And lo and behold, about around 8:30, maybe that is the time mall closed and he would go home. Because I believe he living on the CSR, right? He living on that side. So the point I'm making is that this guy was coming down in that dark trek. Let me tell you all something. If you all don't know this, a car could be speeding and knock that guy off and pelt that guy in the grass, and maybe we will find that individual, we might find that individual days after. Because the grass are so tall and bushy, I don't know what is going on. But let me tell you something, Prem. This have to stop. And this program is going to stop all those anomalies. We don't want a medal. Prem, you want a medal?
What do we do that? Imam, 1 foot hanging like here under the riverbank, I want in the grave.
Yeah, I want to know if you want a medal.
What would I do with medal?
If you want medals, we go by Ramsing and buy medal.
Yes.
And I don't want no medal.
We are here on behalf of the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Exactly. So, my friends, again, those of you who are maybe at home, I'm sure many of you are at home.
Imam, I want to ask a question before you go further. Because you're looking at your list here, right?
Yeah.
So many abnormalities are being levied against the boroughs of this country. Let us just deal with one or two of the UNC boroughs.
Correct.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
For instance, the Chaguanas Borough Corporation. The political leader of the United National Congress, Ms. Prasad Desesa, is she aware of these things?
No, I tell you something. Maybe she is not, maybe she is, okay? But again, the real issue here is that if you have competent people in your corporation, because most of them, those corporations, right? The chairman, the councillors, and all those individuals are selected, handpicked, right? Handpicked.
You're saying selected, they are voted in, some are voted in.
But let me be real. Voted people in this country in 18 or 19 seats, constituencies, right? They just go and put their finger, UNC, PNM. You know that?
Yeah.
So selection is there. The word when I use selection, I know what I'm talking about. User-friendly candidates, select them because they won't rebel, they won't have a free mind to think for themselves, and they won't oppose nothing. Right? You had to start to put people who could oppose. I remember there was a councillor. There was a councillor for Talparo. Right? And I used to always be really and truly happy to listen to them. His name was Bundu.
Yeah, I think he went to the mayorship also.
No, his name was Bundu. I can't remember the first name. And that guy, he used to be on program and he was a free thinker. Right? He used to muster his troops. And his troops would have been those persons who are affected. And that is what I'm going to do. I am going to muster up the troops of those persons who are oppressed. Those persons who are kept down because of favorism. And they are not promoted. We're going to call those people in studio and we're going to have discussions with them, live discussion, and let the public, Trinidad and Tobago public, know what is taking place, especially in those corporations. Forget if it is UNC or PNM. I know for a fact that the PNM, you don't hear anything from the PNM borough.
This is the point I'm making.
Right? The PNM borough, they are well taken care of. And the thing about it is the fight down is really under the UNC Borough Corporation. And I, who beg to differ, will give the number right there. 740-3347, and say what we are saying here is not right.
Because what I'm saying, Imam, is that being the chairman of the borough or the mayor of the borough, you are not all powerful.
No.
You fall under the leadership of the political leader. Okay? And if your tenure in office is not worthy, you're not performing, you're not functioning, Burgesses are dissatisfied with you, would I pick you to go up again?
No. It's obvious. It's obvious
So
that is.
nepotism, favoritism,
Those
stylism.
are, those are two things, and it has something called useism. That you could be used. A new word I invented. Yeah, my friend. Those of you who are locked on here, this program, Hard Facts, is here to stay. We are on air Mondays, that is today, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, starting from 1 p.m. And I want to take this invitation to invite you, those of you who would like to join us in studio. Feel free to call me, 740-3347, and you book an interview to come here and let's shed lights on issues that is affecting Trinidad and Tobago. You know something? I began the show today by mentioning to you that, you know, if lie was a crime in this country, if lying was a legislative crime, it is, because you go and tell a man you murder a person, and the law pick up on you, and that person didn't do it because of evidence, and you say that is a lockup for you.
Yeah. But let me give you my version of it. If lying was a drug, a lot of people would have been addicted by now, drug addicts.
Exactly. So basically what I'm saying here today, and my friend Prem, we are saying this to you. You cannot be a person in the front line, okay? You are standing up and you are making statements, right? You are making statements and you are lying to the public of Trinidad and Tobago, right? And you expect people to trust you and believe in you. My friends, that is beside believing in the oneness of God Almighty. You cannot be lying blatantly like that and expect you on the day of judgment, when you're going to stand before God Almighty. Prim?
Yes.
All your wealth and all your money and all your position and status and degree, no value. You're going to stand up before God Almighty, and God Almighty is going to judge you for every atom of good that you do. You're going to be rewarded. And every atom of evil that you do, you're going to be punished. I know that.
Hellfire.
And you know that. And yet still, they have people suffering. I want you to, Director, I want you to pull up the tape with Marvin Gonzalez. That video. I want you all to listen to this. Listen to this tape, my friends.
We have to call our homes and our families together around a table and say, you know what? We can no longer afford to go to the movies twice a week or 3 times a week. We may not be able to bake ham every month or make macaroni pie. We may have to cut back.
Madam Speaker, I still have a coal pot, you know, where I put my coals and I roast my breadfruit. So if you don't have that, go back until such time as you can afford the gas. But don't come and blame you not having gas on the government. I have a suggestion for me. In order to lose weight, I will ride to court.
I love breadfruit.
I will take a bike. That will save fuel. That's my solution.
Everybody wants everything for nothing. Everybody wants everything, but willing to give up nothing. So then why is it so hard for us now to sacrifice?
Price of fuel by
Watch him,
15%.
clown, the biggest clown.
I then realized that was not enough. I came back again in April and I raised it again by 15%. And I came back again just a few weeks ago and raised it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet. So I might raise it by another 15% in April of next year.
Next year.
The government is not closing down Petrotrin.
The employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
Yeah, I could give you a little extension for those of you who may be watching television and you didn't really hear what I said. Maybe you closed the fridge and the noise of the fridge, you couldn't hear properly. I am not closing down Petrotrin. I am not going to implement property tax.
That has already been dealt with.
Hey, let's be real, people. Let's be real. And you know something? The hard part about it, Prim, if an election is called tomorrow, chances are, you know what?
Yes.
Chances are, you know what? So, my friends, again, we are looking at real issues that is affecting the citizenry of this country? What is happening to the poor people of this country? What is happening with those persons who are ambitious? What is happening to the businessmen in this country of Trinidad and Tobago? I want to say something here today. It is the business community in Trinidad and Tobago really and truly have this country afloat. Because of the taxes and because of the fees and because of the administrative costs that is being paid to bring in goods and VAT and all these things, we are the ones really and truly who have this country afloat, because Trinidad and Tobago only have water, oxygen and sunlight. We have nothing else. My friends, go ahead.
Imam, if I may add, the business community, the middle class business community, so to speak, is dwindling also.
Exactly.
Because 3,005, okay, and then minimum wage bill. What can these people afford to build a house, a proper house, send it to the university?
Yeah, but Prem, as I talk about, I don't want to get vexed in studio, you know. I really and truly, as I talk about.
Kojo is saying, what are you willing to give up? You want everything.
What them giving up? What them giving up?
When your income is 3,500 a month, what the hell can you give up?
Exactly, and people have to understand that it's who in the kitchen that's feeling heat, who in the fire that's feeling heat. Only in a condition hole and only eating. When you look at the breakfasts, and when you look at the lunches, and you look at the dinners that takes place in Parliament, and the figures that is spent there, my friends, that could cover for food costs for maybe 30 or 25% of this country, the people who are maybe underprivileged. My friends, as I said before, oxygen, sunlight and water. I want to know, how are we going to export those three things? How are we going to export those three things? Huh? Because again, what do we have? Do we have cocoa and citrus? Do we have rice? Do we have sugarcane? Do we have petrol? Pitch gone. You know, again, Prem, I said, you know, you're choking me.
Of course I have.
You're choking me. Because I tell you something. We had the worst road, and God Almighty blessed us with a pitch lake. I mean, oh gosh. When I was looking at movies, right, and places like Carolina and places like Canada and all those places in the mountain, beautiful roads, and we here in Trinidad, we have a pitch lake. Yeah? That like, you know, somebody have food and they wondering what to eat. That is what is happening today in this country. I made a suggestion, and you know something, they can't take it back. Eh? The kind of deals that our government make, we run the bag to the bottom.
Imam, I want to say something. This has been bothering me a long time to say this to you in the program, right? Why should any individual, any conglomerate,
Right.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah. Okay, so my friends, again, you see, this is how we operate, the activists in the community. This is how we operate in our community. When our MP need us, we are there. I'm sure that the MP is calling us because of some flooding that is taking place
that is MP
in Caroni.
Who wants me to investigate something concerning the weather condition and that sort of thing.
Right.
So as soon as we get off air, I have to go.
Right, good.
Right.
So basically, my friends, as I said before, I'm saying this over and over and over. People are telling you this. These are people who are elected. These are people who went through the polls, right? And these are people who are sitting in office. And before, you know, they really and truly endeavor to go into Parliament and all these things, they were lay people just like you and I. And they understood the suffering and the hardship in many cases. And these very said people, you know, the finger that feed them, there's a saying, don't bite the hand that feed you. This is what is happening with these people. They are biting the hand that fed them. And they expect to come now, this wrongs, right? On the 14th, people must rush. People must rush. I want rain to fall that day. And let me see if they're going to make our next extension for another hour again or 2 hours again. This is what is happening in our country. Prem.
Imam, when an MP, an elected member is voted into office, okay? There's something called an oath of office.
Yeah.
I swear by the Holy Bhagavad Gita, I swear by the Holy Quran, I swear by the Holy Bible that I shall well and truly serve the state. Have you forgotten that oath? You swear by God to serve the state without fear or favor, malice or ill will. That is a serious oath you took.
Brother man.
Right?
If they swear about lying too? It have anything about lying in the oath? That I shall speak the truth?
This is serious.
I shall speak the truth?
I could never take the Holy Gita and swear in court and lie and give false evidence. I cannot do it as a Hindu.
That is what you call faith. When a man have faith and he understand what is dharma, what is faith, my friends, that individual is going to do what is right. Not what is right for him and his family, like what we are seeing in politics. When a man is an MP, right, he drag his whole entire family into his ministry and make sure everybody benefited. I remember a certain individual, right, had my name, my surname. And because of that, I couldn't get a single thing from any ministry that was affiliated with that individual, simply because people would say, hey, you bring in your brother, you bring in your cousin, you bring in your aunt, you bring in, they would say those things. Family members.
Again, Imam, right, we need to go back to our core root values, right? Values that was passed on to us through our leaders, our ministers of religion, based on our beliefs and in our faith and scriptures. Where has all that disappeared and gone?
I tell you something, that was bought and sold for the dinero, the dollars and the rupees and the US. So my friends, again, you are looking at Hard Facts with Imam Rashid Karim and Premchand Baldev. We are here Mondays, Wednesdays and Saturdays, my friends, and we are here to identify issues that is affecting the citizenry of this country, not only in central Trinidad. I want the director to run some of those tapes, because myself and Prem, we're going to trek those areas maybe later down this evening, and we're going to try to see how we can render assistance via the Islamic Fidayil Services Trust, because most of the time, whenever there's flooding in those areas, you would find myself and group members, we would board a boat, and we would go down there and try to see how we could help, we could assist by delivering some meals and maybe some disinfectant and all these things to clean up and so forth, right? So again, my friends, director, I want you to run that tape with the Woodland Riverbank, and then people will understand really and truly. Some of those people are really and truly year in, year out are being affected. Look at the bank here. The bank has burst, right? This is the riverbank here have burst, and the water is really and truly entering into the areas. Now, I think last year some remedial work was done. But again, you're going to realize nature as it's full.
Yes.
You can't stop nature. But again, you could do some preventative work. You have to do work like, for example, excavation. Right? Excavation. On the Caroni River, some work was done. I don't want to call the company name to bring anybody in disrepute, right? But logic, director, you have that, the one with the Caroni? If you have that one, you can pull it up, and you can see exactly what I'm speaking about. Normally, when the river is dredged, okay? When the river is dredged, the machine or the excavator will go in there and dig and pull it to the bank, and it will lift the bank.
Lift the bank.
Right. What I saw from my forensic that I did on my own head, I look at it and I look at the photos and stuff, and I saw that basically it was just like a scrape. You know what is a scrape? Just drop it in the water, the bucket of the excavator in the water, and you just pull it, and it's kind of, like you pat it. You pat it. Now, if you were excavating and you were digging, you would drench that river, you would open a gutter there,
go deeper,
and it would come, and it will go on the bank, and it will form a barrier, right? I don't think the director have it, but again, I want to show that to you all. So, my friends, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back again, I just want to remind you all, and I want to just big up the TikTok crew again. I want you all, those of you who are on TikTok, click the Facebook bio, and you can find us on TikTok, and maybe you can tell us via TikTok, you can tell us via a phone call, via messenger. You can tell us how you feel, what is going on, right? What is happening in your neck of the woods, right? This is what is happening here, my friends. Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube is where you can find us. Hard Facts.
Imam, just 2 weeks ago, and prior to that, Trinidad and Tobago was under siege by the criminal elements.
Yeah.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago is under siege by flooding.
Yeah, kind of natural something. So the videos that is, I have shown you all, that is one. When we come back, we're going to show you maybe 2 or 3 more videos. And videos are facts, huh? Videos are facts. When you see a video, you see something, you can't deny it. Yeah. Like, for example, I saw a video, 2 guys was, they was squaring off the fight. And one guy pulled out his pistol and he shot himself. Now this is what normally happens when people are not familiar with weapon and so forth. So again, my friends, those of you who are locked on to our channel, Sentinel Media Broadcasting, we are here. If you would like to take an ad with us, or you would like to come in our program and sit with us and have dialogue with issues that is bothering you, bothering your families, bothering your business, things that is taking place that is discriminating against you, against your families, let us know. Come in here, we can do a recording, we can do a live broadcast, and we can let John public. So this whole system that has been, we are embarking upon here is to identify the anomalies and the challenges that is plaguing our society, Prem, and also not only to identify, because that is a foolish way. Identifying it, yes, everybody could identify
and implement remedial measures.
Exactly.
Imam, I want to say something on this, right?
Yeah.
There are some people out there who want to come into the program, right? But they are camera shy and they're probably afraid to speak on camera. Okay? When you come to the studio, you speak in your own words.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you go to court and you have to give evidence, the magistrate will tell you, say in your
own
words, right? So do not let that be a hindrance or botherance to you. Feel free to come. We welcome you with open arms. The Sentinel Media Hard Facts. We are here in the studio to guide you and to assist you. So you are welcome again. Feel free to call us and book an appointment. It is free of charge.
Okay, so my friends, as we take our break, I just want to draw your attention to one thing. We need to do a reality check, okay? A reality check is something that is really and truly to check whether our performance is good, whether what we are doing is the right thing, right? We're supposed to be doing this. It is self-searching. We're supposed to be doing this on a daily basis, taking accountability of ourselves. We're supposed to be doing that, right? And I am saying those people in authority, I mean, you are there for the past 7 years, right? You are there, and you know the hard part about it, you are doing nothing to elevate certain situation that is preying in our society, living in our society, strangling our society. And when people talk, you want to arrest. You want to arrest. You know where I leading from? You know what direction I leading from? Sharda, that lady, right? She struck a vein in me, right? Where she really and truly is a humble person
And was speaking for
and speaking up for her rights. Yet still, that was swept under the carpet because maybe she didn't have families or she didn't have the monies to take it further.
Imam, I almost said MP, Imam, there's an MP in that area. If she doesn't have a family or money or whatnot, MP, what are you sitting in your office doing? Get her and go to Sharda's assistance. Speak on her behalf.
He's supposed to, that is his budget. He's supposed to go across there and find out and do a release. It was me. They would have to lock Sharda up and they'd have to lock Imam Rashid. You know, I wanted to say something. This fella called Miru.
Yes, I know him.
Miru is a man, right? I tell you something. I have a lot of respect for Miru.
Very outspoken.
Right? I'm talking about, he's a man that normally practice what he preaches. That guy called Miru. Right? I am not no body friend with him. But I will see something and I would understand, he's fighting and he's championing the cause of the people in his community. And I think Miru, if that lady is in his proximity, I think that he would have been the best person to go across there, meet with that lady. And if I would give the first contribution in paying a lawyer to make sure that justice is served for that lady, Sharda.
I want to say something at this juncture, Imam. Had that incident taken place in Shogunas West, MP Rambali would have been on spot.
Exactly.
MP Rambali is a man of action.
Exactly.
Right? No, him and I, we always have fallen there. Bad falling out there.
Yeah.
Right?
I know.
We agree to disagree.
Correct.
We agree to disagree.
And that's
I'm sure MP Rambali would have been on that, and some measure of comfort to that woman and her family would have taken place.
And you know something, right? I'll tell you something. Now, I thought about it. I thought about calling MP Rambali and use his cap as a legal person, a legal mind.
Yes.
But then I say, that would tread on other toes. and then, you know, you're going to cause some friction when it comes to MP and
To hell
MP.
with the friction.
So our problem is this. I try to be as really and truly neutral as possible, right? So again, my friends, those of you who are locked on, I want you to call this show, text this show. I saw my phone there, and the lights were coming on, so that means I will have to read some messages, right? So those messages, I'm going to read those messages, because I know for a fact that one guy, especially from the area here, from the area of Felicity, you know, he told me, Imam, if you all are going out anywhere where there's flood and there's people who need assistance,
Side visits, yes.
he is ready to render assistance by giving us his boat, and he will captain the boat. All we have to do is just provide the fuel, right? So that is an offer I am going to take up, and those people who are in need, we are going to do that. We did it, you know, we did it in Bamboo, we did it in Karani, we did it, and I didn't really go in the front line because I didn't want to really agitate anything, right? I say, look, it have people doing it already there. Let me just stay back and let them do that, because it was in good hands, in other words.
You know, Imam, I just want to say kudos, congratulations, compliments to my MP, Dinesh Rambali, Shogunas West, for the way he handled the Karani flooding situation last year. You remember that?
Yeah, I was there.
So much MP had done, food and medical supplies and toiletries, and you know, everything was just given, was
Not
made
o-
available to
no,
the people.
I wanted to be abundantly clear. He didn't only do it in Karani. He did it in Felicity. He did it in Endeavour. He did it in Charlieville.
You let me finish.
Oh, okay, sorry.
All right,
But what I'm saying, when you say Karani, I know I got some complaint and stuff saying that, you know, MPs working in certain areas more than others. But then again, when the MP, right, have professional people like yourself and like me and like the shadow Shogunas West executive, we can be able to make sure that when we have our meeting, when we have our monthly meeting, all those reports we are giving him, and he would know exactly how to channel and where to channel so that people could get their remedial relief, and that is what we are doing. Because in our monthly meeting that we had just about 2 days or 3 days ago, when we met with MP Rambali and the team.
That was our room, you know.
Exactly.
That MP had to report
Exactly.
to the executive what he did with the reports that we made, right? What comfort and measures of relief were brought to the people, and it was overwhelming, should I say?
Yeah, but only one thing, I feel that he could have done a little more by maybe highlighting. I think that the Shogunas Borough needs to get a little shake up, right? Because people in three locality, and that locality is belonging to the Shogunas mayor, right? Councillor Faik. Number one, Greenwich Road, right? People might say, Bashani mayor. Mean Bashani mayor. 2 years is enough. 2 years and 8 months is too much. Lakan extension, deplorable. I have videos. Recently they went and they dropped in some material. I took you there and we saw it, right? That is 2 areas. That is crazy. And when it comes to Tahadil Road where the senator, the PNM senator lives, that is a really crazy trick to me.
We have local government and we have central executive government. What you are speaking of, it falls under the local government, which is councillor and mayor.
Yeah.
Okay?
Exactly.
These are the people who are supposed to be looking at these things. That Lakan Career Road there is a main thoroughfare for cremation and fishing activities and other business activities.
The Hindu
the
Hindu community in so much so Trinidad and Tobago, right? The Hindu community.
I'm speaking for the point of cremation.
And let me tell you something. Yeah. This area here, I want to call on Dr. Keith Rowley, right? I want, just as how, you know, the opposition leader, the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa, went across in Karanaj and built that, the health facility, right, and the fishing depot. I want to ask, and I want to make some sort of lobby with the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Dr. Keith Rowley, to come up here in Central, in Felicity, and set up a nice cremation site where people, the Hindu faith, can be able to, you know, dispose and do the properly of their beloved family members. Yes. That's one. And secondly, the same thing, we need in the central arena, we need to have a proper boatyard, right? A proper boat docking facility. Right now in this area, many of you might know this, but there's over 1,500 boats that is being docked in this area. Oh, there's I think it is 5 now. 5 boatyards, and all those boatyards have maybe 100, 200, and then people are coming, people who carry their boat home. It's a major traffic when it comes to holiday and Easter weekend and all these things, you know.
Nothing has been done.
Nothing. So I am calling on our Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Keith Rowley, to maybe shoot a call, discuss with us. This was discussed with Sentinel and Hardfax team, where we can be able to intervene here and do something similar to what the Honorable Kamla Prasad Biswas had done in his constituency.
Well, what we need to do, Imam, right? The next week,
we're supposed to go for a break, eh?
Yeah, our next sit-in, the shadow executive of Shogunas West, we are going to put this forward to our MP.
I just know, you see,
Yeah.
I really use the word shadow executive,
Yes, well,
but I want to tell you something. If there are no shadow executive here, because I tell you something, I highlighted that there wasn't really an election.
But what was the results, the official results
after
the break?
Yeah, I tried to figure out what transpired after, because I know for a fact that on the night of that election, ballot boxes
were handed over the gate.
And from that, I know letters was written and so forth. It seems as though the national executive of the party have not responded. And that is something that I believe they're supposed to be telling us whether or not, right, whether or not that election was a valid election or not.
Okay.
So let's take a break, my friends, and when we come back, a word from our sponsors, and when we come back, we're going to do some conclusion here in our program, where we're going to tie up everything that we discussed, and we're going to let you all know, my friends, that this program, Hard Facts, is reaching places, and we want you to be on board with us. I say, again, thank you, sponsors, and we wish that many others could join with us so that we can be able to make sure that the country is served properly, especially Sharda.
Road car wash to get yourself an engine wash, a brand new spick and span cleaner.
So, welcome back once again. Welcome to everyone to our live program, Hard Facts on Sentinel Media. With me today is Imam Rashid Karim. He is the CEO and Managing Director of the station. And I'm the co-host, Premchand Balev. Imam, we have touched on a lot of topics today. Our time is drawing very, very close to close. So, what we should do? We should wrap up now?
Okay, well, we have some summary to do.
Okay, summary.
Some summary to do. Number one, I just want to thank all those persons who were locked on via TikTok, and it clearly indicates that our program is reaching places, right? We have, we are seeing that, you know, the followers, they are going haywire with our program. And again, you, the persons who are watching our video, just remember, this program is not Imam Rashid or Pandit Prem. It is not that. It is not that. We are not here for that purpose. We are here to identify some of the anomalies that you, a hardworking member of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, have to go through every day. I want to tell you something. I like to be real, Prem. I want to be real today here. And I just watch, being a forensic individual, right? I deal with forensic when it comes to crime, when it comes to people, as a forensic auditor.
Investigative.
And I watched something today. I went in Price Plaza. And when I went there, there's a big supermarket, right? And the individual who was sitting next to me and I said, let me just watch something. Let us watch something here today. Look at this weather. The weather inclement, right? And look, that girl pushing the trolley. She's pushing the trolley with a big, full trolley load of goods, right? I said to her, let's watch and see what is going on. And lo and behold, the investigative analysis was, let us see how much tip that person is going to give. How much tip that person is going to give that woman, that girl, who has pushed that trolley. Maybe the distance would have been, in my capacity, maybe about 150 feet from the entrance. Close to the 200 feet, right? Like a lot of land and a little piece, right? So I watch. And I rock back, so and I watching, but they know I watching them, and I watching straight. The person empty the goods, everything. The girl pack it up there. She's waiting a little, you know. The woman is in her purse, and she's pulling out. So in my capacity, I said maybe $5 lease or $10, right? When I watching, I see two red note come out, fold up and give the person. I watch the countenance of the girl face. And you know, if she could have said, take it back, she might have do it, eh?
So the apple changed into a line.
Yes, I watch it. I watch the countenance. So you know what? Brave me. I run up to the girl and I say, I want to ask you something. I don't want to be pushy and stuff. But that lady really gave you $2? She say, yeah. Well, our conversation blew right there. I say, that can't even buy a soft drink. I expect everybody to give you that, eh? But again, out of courtesy, look at the bad weather. Look at the weather.
And the amount of goods.
And it's a whole trolley, like I see on Facebook, what it was, a man offloading a trolley, and he checked the bill and he said $1,500 from Pennywise. $1,500 they spend in Pennywise. And people, $1,500 is a monthly budget for a household. Okay, so again, I don't want to dwell too much in that, but I'm just telling you how realistic I am. Mayor Faik, this one is for you. That road from Carney Savannah Road in front of the gas station, Medford gas station, where the doubles man is, where I think maybe certain individuals went and eat doubles. I don't know if it's that location or what, or where they went and eat gyro. I don't know if that's the area, but what I'm saying here is that whole trek from the Carney Savannah Road until the flyover, that is the Endeavour flyover, no lights is working for the past 3 weeks. And yesterday what I saw is that the guy who is that person who seek assistance at the Price Plaza, he was coming down there with that scooter, that electric scooter. And I am saying, because of that bad lighting, an innocent driver would be held responsible for maybe maiming that person. Okay? Even though I don't want to say that, I want to choose my word carefully, right? So that is number one. Number two is that the people who is dumping, I'm saying this now on behalf of the mayor of Chaguanas.
Yes.
And I'm saying that on behalf of the corporation, those persons who are dumping garbage on the connector road heading to Caroni Savannah Road, I want you all to desist immediately. Because that is a health hazard, number one. And number two, Prem, that is going to clog and block the drain, and it's going to cause a backup of water heading into Endeavour and Kunupia and Madras. And all those areas, low-lying areas, are going to be flooded. So please, let us be patriotic. Don't only blame the government for being, not representing us. And we know that in some cases, they are strangling the life of the people in Trinidad and Tobago. Okay, no problem. But don't only blame the government. Right? The government has to do things, and they have to get monies to do it. But again, you don't milk one tits. You don't do that alone, because you know what's going to happen. Prim. So my friends, those of you who are locked on to our program, Hard Facts is here to stay. If you look at our statistics, in 28 days, Director pull it up, in 28 days, we had 477,426 reach or follow. Those are people who viewed our videos and our tapes and those information that we are shedding. So my friends, this is the place to be. Come and join us. You know what I would like to do? I would like to extend invitation to all those subsidiaries and parties, all those other parties, and those persons who are independent candidates and so forth. And if you would like to come here and identify how your screening went, because I want to know that. I want to know that. I want to know. I saw a communique, and I know you saw it also in a certain chat. Yes. Right? And that communique, really and truly, it was a little, a little something to laugh at. But really and truly, on those lines that were written, there were facts. And I will highlight and identify, but I don't want to bring anybody into disrepute. Right? So my friends, again, those of you who have watched our program, we ask you to continue watching our program. This is your program. Let's be real. This is your program. Hard Facts is for you. We are here to stay Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. We wish that you all could share information, because I have to leave and go around and meet people and ask people to check this and see what's going on and send videos. And I have reporters now. People are recruiting themselves. Imam, we have some tape. We have this. You understand? So that is what we're looking for. But please, again, we are not here to bring down the character of anyone or to assassinate the character of anyone, right? And make that person, feel that he's a nobody in our society, right? If they are doing things wrong, there are ways, there's methods, there's means that we are going to handle it. Firstly, we might shoot a call and say, hey, buddy, we saw you doing this. We want you to clear this up. Come into the studio and let me get the two sides of the story, please, or even the three sides, right? Those are the things that we're going to do. Mediate, right? And then we have a professional mediator with us, right? He's one of our consultants here. That is Haji Afzal Abdul, principal, cricket coach, administrator. Yes. So he is in charge of that part of Sentinel Media Broadcasting, right? And we ask those of you who are locked on, we are, look at there. But Afzal Abdul, he's a marriage officer, he's a cricket coach, he's an umpire, educator, he's a facilitator, consultant, a counselor, he's a licensed mediator and certified licensed mediator, right? The courts normally send people to him, right? And you don't know this, but many of you might know this, but yours truly is a chaplain in the prison. And also our organization, our group, really and truly, we work with the different services when it comes to administering justice in our country, Trinidad and Tobago. So again, my friends, Prim, any final words?
Well, again, I would like to say thank you, Imam, for giving me that invitation this morning at short notice to come to the studio. And thanks to the viewers. And as we say in Trinidad, adios amigos. We'll meet again Wednesday.
Correct. Right. So again, as you know, as you talk about adios amigos, there's a place in Venezuela that is called Tocopita.
Yes, I've heard of it.
Well, what happened? I christened this area Filipita. The area of Felicity has become Filipita. All right, so those of you who would like to meet us, you can come down to Filipita, where we can discuss issues, my friends, that is affecting you, your families, and the country. Right? Again, the number to reach us is 740-3347. And until our next program, which will be on Wednesday, my friends, I want to say, may God Almighty bless you all, keep you all safe. May God Almighty protect you all. May God Almighty protect your families and save you from any natural disasters and perils, especially when it comes to accidents and when it comes to flooding and those mishaps. So again, may God Almighty bless our leaders. I always say this. May God Almighty bless our leaders, the leaders of our country, so that they would have the intuition that, we have to serve our people of Trinidad and Tobago. Not only one sector, but the whole country. You are the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Until Wednesday, I say may God bless you and keep us all safe. Assalamu alaikum. May the peace and blessings of God Almighty descend upon each and every one of us. I thank you.